What's up, guys? How's it going? It is nighttime where I'm at. It's 10 p.m. You're probably wondering why I'm even doing this so late. This is normally the time I relax and don't do anything. Also, can you guys hear me? This is always a problem. And my internet sucks, so I have normal latency on. I don't have the ultra low latency. So hopefully that doesn't mess up questions too much. Looks like you can hear me. Cool. Good to see you guys. Jackson, thanks for coming. Bob Harper Gaming, Praymod, Lakshin, Black Hole Falling. What's up, guys? 9 a.m. Nice. Yeah, it is. It's bedtime for Tech Man. Okay, good. You can hear me. I swear, every live stream, something horrible happens. Yeah, I'm doing this right now because I am still awake. It's 10 p.m. in Mountain Standard Time Zone in the United States. And I'm about to hit 100,000 subs, which is unbelievable. Like, I'm serious. When I started the channel, I was thinking my goal for a year was 10,000 subscribers. But a magical thing happened called the YouTube algorithm, and it picked up a video that no one was watching, and then all of a sudden the algorithm said, "Hey, this is good content. I think I'll share it with the whole internet." And it just, that video, which is my like autobiographical video, that has over 1 million views, and so it's just kept going. I'm thinking I need to hire people to keep making videos because I'm just too stretched thin. There's just so much I want to make, and so these live streams are easy for me to interact with you guys because making a good video takes a long time, along with making games. So yeah, I've done Feedback Friday streams, which I enjoy, but this is different because every time I do those streams, people are saying, "Hey, check the chat. Why aren't you reading the chat? Come on, man." And it's because it's hard playing games and like doing critical, constructive criticism while I do those things. So to celebrate, hopefully maybe we'll get 100,000 subs during the stream. And then if that happens, I'll have some prizes and giveaways I can give you guys. But yeah, this is just me on the chat. This is just chatting. And I wanted to just answer your questions. I love helping people with game development. And I want to focus on the chat window. So that's all I'm going to do is answer your questions. But yeah, it's good that you guys are here. Thank you. I'm glad my internet's working. It's normally so bad. Just last night I was playing Modern Warfare and my ping was 200 milliseconds the whole time. It was unplayable. But I think it's good. Let's look. Stream health. Stream is healthy. And I'm doing 2500 kilobit bit rate. So anyway, okay, questions. And yeah, we'll be watching the counter. If you could see the counter, where is it? Right there. See the counter. If we can get 100,000, I have some cool free giveaway stuff to give you guys. So anyway, where should I start? This is awesome. There's so many people. Who's here? 90 viewers? This is insane. I'm flattered. Thanks, guys. Okay, questions. Let's just get to the good stuff. Akshit says, should I get enrolled in a course or learn from YouTube? I am biased because I'm making a course, but honestly, I learned everything. I made everything learning from YouTube and just Googling. Like, I liked Unity because there were so many resources to learn, right? And I just Googled whatever question I had. Usually it was a stupid question, like how do I make a door open, or how do I play a sound effect? And everything is answered on the internet when it comes to Unity. So I'd start free first, and then if you feel like your skills are being hampered by low quality tutorials, then pay for a course. There's great ones on Udemy. I'm biased towards my course, Game Dev Unlocked. But yeah, you got to do what's best for you. All right. Tammy Game Dev says, I want from you to upload my game trailer on your channel. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. This is like my brand, right? But you can start a YouTube channel, and it's totally doable. It really is. I literally, like, just 3 months ago, I was at 0 subscribers. But you need good content, and you need to be consistent, which I've been bad at. I need to be consistent. Raftoon says, university or self-taught? Oh, man, this is too many questions. I thought there'd be, like, 20 people. I went to school for film. I'm self-taught with game development. I made lots of mods back in the day. But that cinematic learning, like watching lots of films, that helped me make the games I wanted, which were cinematic games. So honestly, probably the safest bet I've heard from friends who did like study game development or animation. They wished they always went into computer science, and that's like a degree you can take if games don't work out, which is risky. I was working full time forever. Then that's you definitely want to like have a backup plan, and that's why in Game Dev Unlocked on this YouTube channel I say keep your job, make your game on the side, do the hustle, and it could work out, and then it turns into a full time job. So yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm missing these things. Can you make tutorials? I have a lot of tutorials I'm making. I've been so busy making them for the online school that I want to make some for YouTube for free, but it's coming. Yeah, I'm making them. I really need to hire somebody. There's so much stuff I want to do. But yes, like in the online school, I talk about how to make a game for free with no code, stuff like that. And I've put a lot of work into it, but there's only so much I can do. I want to make the free YouTube stuff too. But it's coming because I'm almost done with the online school. Oh, thank you. Your biggest fan. That's really nice of you. Thank you. When is first tree coming to Android? The first tree, I actually have it right here. Got my S8 test device. And I do it on the side. And I seriously, like, just today I made a list of the things I need to do. And I have 10 things. Some of them, like, I can't talk about because companies are involved, which is exciting. But Android stuff's coming. Maybe by the end of this year, definitely early next year, like January for sure. But anyway, thank you. You guys are so nice. I'm reading all these things. I just can't answer them all. What was your biggest, most valuable marketing move for your game? You know what? This is going to sound like a non-answer, but it's consistency. Like if I did a GIF and it failed, I would keep going. And I kept making GIFs, kept posting them. And that helped, was consistency. And also like being honest with myself. Like if something wasn't like resonating on social media, like on Twitter or Reddit or Imgur, then that was a sign that my game needed improvement and needed better graphics or needed more of a hook. So consistency and being honest with myself was my smartest marketing move, I think. I'm sorry, I'm butchering your guys' names. Moises says, I've made a prototype and released it last year. It didn't get much traction because I didn't do any dev logs, I think. Is it too late to make them visible or the launch date is critical? I think you're saying, like, you got a late start marketing. And here, I'm going to be totally honest. Like, I know you guys want honesty. Marketing a game that's already come out is really hard. Like the launch day is so essential, and that's what people don't remember. They don't keep that in mind. And so it's like you're supposed to build up all this energy and hype for the one explosive launch day so that Steam's algorithm notices you. So if you're really close to the launch day and you don't have many wish lists, I would say actually finish the game. Like nothing teaches you more than finishing a game. Like my first game failed marketing wise. And then take what you've learned and put it to your next game. And that's how you improve. Like every successful game developer, they release lots of games. I'm telling you. All right. I know. I'm sorry I'm missing questions. How many people? We got 150. Thank you. This is awesome. This is great. How many subs? Wow. We're going to hit 100,000 soon. That's exciting. It's very hard to market games that are already out. Yes. Black Hole Following is right. 144 live. This is awesome. Thank you guys. Godot Kid says, I am 13 and I want to know how to learn game dev properly. Godot is awesome. It's free. Honestly, here's how you make games. And like I say them in my videos. You should watch the other videos on my channel if you haven't already. Make a super small game that you know you can finish, even if it's not your favorite thing ever, and just finish it and release it and put it on like itch.io for free or the Android App Store. And then make sure it's done, and then take what you've learned, take a break. It's okay to take breaks. And then make sure like you keep making games. Like people give up too easy, and they give up because they're like, I'm gonna make a game just like Metal Gear Solid, or gonna make the next Horizon Zero Dawn or something. And like, no, like make it super simple, but add your personality, which usually is like a storyline. Like add your storytelling abilities, because that makes you unique, right? And then keep building on that, and eventually your skills will improve, and you'll learn from the launches. And that's the secret. It's just consistent hard work. So yeah, you get in. Don't try to spam, you guys. I know I didn't think there'd be this many people, but I'll try to answer your questions. I'm gonna be on for like an hour and a half, so don't spam. But we got Ashutosh saying a self-taught roadmap. I'm guessing that's what you want from me. Well, it's all on my online school that I've worked on for 2 years. I want to do YouTube videos of that stuff too, but like everything is on the online school, gamedevunlock.com. I'll give you guys, it is paid, and because I've spent so much money and time on it, and you get free games, you get Adobe discount software. I have it all there. And I'll give you guys a promo code. I'm going to do a really nice promo code that it'll be the last one of this discount, I think, because you guys are all big fans. I appreciate it. Okay, Navaneet says, when are you releasing your next game? Okay, I can't talk about it because, again, I'm building up marketing hype, right? But on Friday, I created the game. Like, I started the game, and I put the player controller in the environment for the very first time. So I'm really excited about it. And again, I'm going to use it as a teaching tool for this YouTube channel. I'm excited about it. It's very similar to the first tree, actually, but totally different at the same time. Okay, what's next? 2D or 3D, which is better for beginners? Honestly, I don't think it matters too much. Like, you can use 3D assets to make like a 2.5D game, like to keep it simple. Use like a, 2D or 3D. I don't know. I'd say just dive into 3D, because 2D games just don't do well anymore. Like, they're just super hard to market them and to get people to play them. If you look on itch, on the popular new games, what's all the popular games you see? They're first person or third person games, and they're 3D, right? But you got to make the game you love, and if you love 2D games, then just make it the best you can. Thomas Brush makes 2D games, and he's doing great. But yeah, it's easier for 3D games to gain traction marketing-wise. Abby Matthew says, Playmaker tutorials, please. Yes, that's probably going to be my next video, actually, is how to make a game in 5 minutes with no code with Playmaker. But it'll be a really simple game. It's part of the online school, but I'm going to make a version for YouTube. Matthias says, I'm creating a game inspired by Home is Where One Starts. Any advice? Oh, thanks for playing that game. It's not perfect, but it was my first one, made in 2015. That's a great way to start, because you can really like add your personality to it. I would say keep it short. Like, Home is Where One Starts takes 20-30 minutes to complete. And some people made fun of me for it on the comments, like in the Steam reviews. They'd say, "Oh, this game is so short. This is a joke. It's worth 10 cents." And I don't know. I didn't care, like, because I was proud of it and I finished it, and it still made me like $10,000. So and it helped me make the first tree. Like, it was a huge learning experience. So I'd say make it shorter. If you feel like you're like, don't want to work on it anymore, just finish it anyway. Just cut stuff out. Just cut that mountain in half, which is a game, and release it. Oh, no spamming, or gonna give you a timeout, Shashwat. What CG software do you use? I use Maya, because that's what I learned in school, but it's very expensive. But guess what? Blender 2.8 is amazing, and I'm not gonna stop using Maya. I'm still used to Maya, but Blender is fantastic, and it used to be not good. I used to hate it, but Blender is up there now. I'm gonna use it for my games from now on for sure, and it's free. Can you teach Bolt instead of Playmaker? I'm gonna do a Bolt video, I think, one day. I have a lot to do. I wish I could do it sooner. But here's my opinion on Bolt. Bolt teaches you it's teaching you to program using visual principles. Playmaker is just, you're not learning the syntax, you're not learning the grammar of programming. And so there's pros and cons to that, right? Like I'm an artist, code doesn't come naturally to me, and even seeing a code laid out in a node graph form, it's still hard for me to grasp because you still have to learn stuff that confused the crap out of me. Like when I started like coroutines, I was like, why do you need a coroutine? This makes no sense. And it's just the way programming is. It's how computers are built. And that's, to me, it didn't make sense. Now I'm learning. Bolt is like that. It teaches you like, this is programming and you better learn it because that's how Unity bases all their learning materials, right? It's on programming. You need to learn the code. Bolt, you're still coding. You're just like connecting boxes instead of doing like IntelliSense and Visual Studio. I don't know. So I like Playmaker because it's literally just like a list of actions to do, and that still takes time to learn, but it's like it's just easier for me to learn wait. Like I can just type in wait 5 seconds in Playmaker. With Bolt, you have to be like type in wait and be like, okay, what I have to connect it to that. What's a variable? Okay, oh, what's a coroutine? It's not working without a coroutine. I have to enable this thing. 100,000! Woo! This is awesome. Sweet. This is great. I was too busy talking to. I've missed it. This is awesome. I can't believe 100,000 subs. Seriously, I did not think that would happen. When I started, my hair's all messed up because I'm tired. 100,000. I thought I'd get 10,000 in a year. That was literally my goal. Maybe it was like 20,000 in a year. So thank you. Thanks for supporting the channel. I want to keep making lots of videos. Yeah, they're coming. Thank you so much. Starting the wave. Okay, you guys deserve presents. I got something I want to show you guys. Actually, let's go to this. Hold on. Gonna move this. These are codes for Switch. Can you guys see that? Thanks for supporting me. Here's 4 codes, or actually 8. 4 for North America for Switch, the first tree, and then 4 for Europe, the first tree. I also had something else I wanted to give you guys. And let me know if you take one. Like if you like get your Switch right now and you redeem the code, let me know and I'll mark it off the list. What else? I was also thinking Unity gave me some discount codes for the asset store. So here, let me do this. I wanted to send them to a few people. I don't have a lot. They didn't give me a ton. But let me do this real quick. I'm going to set up a 10-minute email address. And I want you to, the first, I don't know, let's say the first 5 people that emails me, the first 5 people that email me, I will send you a Unity Asset Store discount code that was given to me courtesy of Unity. So if you guys use the Unity Asset Store, send an email to this email address. Do you guys see that in the chat? I think I have about 5 I could give away. So yeah, I'll keep answering questions, but I'm going to keep this stuff on the screen. Actually, I'll put this on the screen as well. Can you see that email address right there? So send an email to that. Can I pin a comment? No, I can't pin it. Yeah, send me an email. Oh, I got 2. Hello, discount. All right. 5, that's it. Okay. I'll give you guys Unity Asset Store code. I'll keep the Switch codes up here too. And maybe I can give a few more. These are given to me by Nintendo for promotional purposes. But I have a few more, but I'm trying not to use them all. But I'm going to save your email addresses. How about this? Okay, those are the guys that won. I'm going to email you guys after the stream's done with the Unity asset codes. Is that cool? And then we should be good. So anyway, PC codes in Asia. Any Steam code would work, but these are for Switch. I do have Japan. I have Japan Switch codes, which I could do a giveaway for one of those if you're in Japan and you have a Nintendo Switch. Thanks for being awesome, guys. I know this is a small thing, but I hope it helps you save some money. And you can play a free game on your Switch. So yeah, I'll get back to answering questions now. What is better, Unity or Unreal? This is like probably the most common question of all time. You know what? I prefer Unity, but Unreal's amazing. And now there's no royalty. That used to be my big problem with Unreal, was I didn't want to go through the trouble of doing a 5% royalty and stuff. So I really like Unreal because I used it at work when I used to work at the Void. But yeah, Unity has a bigger asset store. It's a little simpler to use. There's no C++. You can use Playmaker. And I know there's Unreal Blueprints, but again, Unreal Blueprints is a lot like Bolt. And again, that doesn't it's still like, I know it's visual programming, but it's still like programming, and it's hard to like learn right off the bat. So if you're just learning, I would say definitely with Unity, like get a template project. Like there's like an awesome first person template project you can download for free from Unity and just play around in it. And that's the best way you can learn. And I know there's template projects for Unreal. Honestly, they're both great. They're both great engines. And Unreal is amazing. They are so super generous. I talk to people at Epic Games. They're really awesome. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Luke Holland. That's really nice of you. Thanks for the donation. Really appreciate it. I missed the codes because I thought I was Europe. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna just do these for now, but maybe in the future I'll do more giveaways. Okay, there's so many questions. We got 184 people. Thank you so much. And we hit 100,000 subscribers. That is so awesome. I am so grateful for you guys. Who here has redeemed one? I might have missed your comment if you said you did. You can tag my name. That will help me see it better in the chat. But yeah, have you guys redeemed these? Have any of them gone through on your Switch? Let me know. What else is going on? Let's look at more of the questions. Try not to spam, guys. It scrolls too fast. I can't see all the questions. Bolt versus Unity. I talked about that, so check out the replay. Is it good to use free assets in the game? By Sangeeth. Yes, definitely. I used a ton of free assets in both my games. I did try to modify them, and I'd usually modify them in Photoshop, the textures. But yes, use free assets. And try to add your own creative touch if possible, but I highly recommend that. Okay, good job. Eric redeemed the 3rd North America code. Insane asks, will I be able to watch this live later? Yes, it will be on replay, definitely. I'm probably going to stream another 45 minutes, 30 minutes. Depends how thirsty I get. I got my water, though. Talking a lot. Game making on a trash PC? Yes, you definitely can do that. Especially if you're making mobile games. And you got to think, like, if you go on itch.io, how many of the games are like retro PlayStation games? You do not need a powerful computer to make like a retro PlayStation first-person horror game. You know what I mean? And mobile games, your laptop is probably better than a phone for the most part. So yeah, you can get started. Just keep it super simple. Maybe make a low poly, retro styled game. Pause and Sorrows asks, how did you manage to sell $150,000 on their first game? It's like 4 years of my work. It's crazy. It just, I've talked about it in the videos on the YouTube channel, but it's all about making as big of a splash as possible on Steam. And then the Steam algorithm will promote you on the front page, because Steam, the robots behind the scenes on Steam are saying, what's this game? I've never heard of this First Tree game. This is weird. Oh, I'm going to check it out. And then and then Steam like promotes it, and then it does better because it's just on the front page of Steam. More people are playing it, which is awesome. So it's all about marketing. You need to build up your wish list for like a year prior to launch. Like market your game for a year. And I have a few videos on that on the YouTube channel. So yeah, I hope that helps. Orion says, what's a recent or upcoming game you like the look of, and what is appealing about it? Oh man, so many games with a good look. What am I liking that I've seen recently? I don't know. I love just polished, low poly look. I love volumetric light, which I'm seeing a lot of now. I even like the cute like toon style like ooblets. I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but there's always like a game that just stops me in my tracks. But yeah, I'll have to think about that more. But maybe I should make a post about it. Have you used RoboBlocks? I don't even know how to say it. How do you say? Is it RoboBlocks? RoboLocks? I haven't, but I've heard there's a guy in Utah, which is my home state, who's making he's making $100,000 a year doing like mods or custom levels for RoboBlocks. I actually don't know much about it. It sounds like it's like a Minecraft type engine. I don't know about it. Yeah, Roblox, is that what it's called? I haven't used it, but I should check it out. I have heard you can make money from it, which is cool. And you know what? I started making mods for old games, and it was that knowledge that led to me learning Unity when I was older. And so like I have no doubt like the people that make brilliant Minecraft mods, for instance, or Minecraft maps, like they can become game developers later, and they'll know how to make a game and a pleasant experience to share with players, and they'll make a living from it. The younger you start, like, and the more you stick with it, you will be unstoppable. I'm telling you, if you start young. If you haven't started, like if you're older and you still want to make games, that's okay. That is totally okay. Like, what's the saying? The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time is right now. So get going, like make games, finish them, and that's the best thing you can do. All right, did you guys redeem these? Is this good? We can go back to my face if you want. If you want to see my face. But yeah, this is awesome. Thanks for all your support. All right, is that working? Can you see me now? Okay, what other questions we got? Neither AMV says, if you were to give an estimate on how much time was saved using the asset store and outsourcing, what would that be? So, I worked as a technical artist, and I worked for companies like Disney and Sony. I can do stuff in Maya. I can animate. I can make textures. But it takes so much time to do them good. I would say, so the first tree took me 1,000 hours to make, and that includes marketing, and that was done over the course of 18 months, I think. I think it would have taken another 1,000 hours, maybe 2,000 hours to make all the stuff from scratch. So yes, like use assets. Definitely do that. I'm a big believer in that. But try to add your own creative touch, because no one wants to make an asset flip game, right? All right. What else? Is there someone I haven't answered yet? The Zediot says, who is your inspiration to make games? You know what? I watch a lot of movies. I listen to a lot of music. Like sometimes I'll be listening to a song that's very like cinematic and atmospheric. Not pop music, but try to listen to like soundtrack music. And just game ideas will pop in my head. But you do have to keep in mind, I'm more like, I make story-driven games, right? So yeah, it just depends. Listen, if you want to make 8-bit games, listen to amazing 8-bit, like, chip tune soundtracks, and just let your mind wander. That's how I come up with a lot of my ideas. All right. Who else is next? Sir, I'm a 17-year-old student, and right now I'm learning coding, and I want to be an indie developer. So how do I make a connection like that helps me marketing my game? It's like, to be real, like, it's a dog-eat-dog world, meaning people just, they want to see the game. That's what they're interested in. They don't like necessarily care about you until the game is there. And sometimes they will care about you. They'll be like, oh, this guy's story is interesting, or oh, this person, he reminds me of me. That's what happened with me and like Thomas Brush, where I saw that video of him. I was like, oh, he reminds me of me. That's cool. I like this developer. But for you, that personal connection you need to make, just make GIFs of your game and share it. That is so essential. So yeah, Ashutosh says post-processing stack or Prism. I like the Unity's thing. I think it does a great job. I don't think you're going to get much of a difference going with a third-party asset like Beautify or Prism, which I haven't used Prism. Honestly, they're just tools, and you can get the look you want with either of them, and that goes for Unity and Unreal as well. Honestly, what's most important, like what's the less important part of Unity or Unreal or Prism versus post-processing stack? You just have to stick with one, because you will get better and improve your skills. But if you're switching around, being like, oh, I should use Unreal now, look at, they got this cool new feature, you lost months of progress, and you need to finish and release games. So it doesn't matter which engine you pick. Unity, Unreal, they're both good. Just stick with it. And yeah, that's probably the best thing I can tell you. And if it still like seems like your game's too big, then maybe you need to cut out some stuff, you know? But yeah, finish games. Evade says, any advice for console development? Working on porting my game to Xbox. Whoo! Consoles. The hardest thing I've ever done in my career was self-publish on consoles. And to be clear, I didn't port my game by myself. That would have literally been impossible, because remember, I'm bad at code. And to pass certification on consoles, you need to be very experienced with coding, and it takes a lot. So I hired a studio named Do Games in London, and they have this amazing, these Unity scripts. You just plug in, and it passes all the certification requirements to release on Xbox. Like it was, and it still was a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. It still took 5 months working part-time on it, but it would have taken years without Do Games scripts. They're scripts that make it work on console, pretty much. But self-publishing is pretty easy. Yeah, you still have to do a lot of work setting up the store pages in different languages and stuff. But I absolutely love my console making experience, and that was what led me to. That's how I could quit my job. Actually, was consoles. My Steam release did well, but it still like wasn't enough to quit because the money dried up fast. But consoles, especially Nintendo Switch, that was how I was able to quit my job. So the trick for indie devs now. First off, if you've never made a game before, the trick is to make a game. Like finish it, release it on itch, or maybe even Steam, but build up your skills. But if you're making games and you want to make a living making games the rest of your life, you need to do multi-platform. And that's why Unity and Unreal are so great. That's why Godot is kind of a weakness, because you need to port your game to as many platforms as possible, and it's going to be way harder on Godot. So yeah, that's the trick. Like as many platforms as possible. Definitely go for console. Hire help if you need to, but yeah, it's worth it. All right, what have I missed? Binod, is that it's this meme? It's just some guy's name. I don't even know, but yeah, I've heard of Binod. What do you recommend for PlayStation? I am playing Last of Us 2 right now, and I really love it. I think it's amazing. It's really good. And I love the exclusives. I played Journey a long time ago, and Everybody's Gone on the Rapture. Those are both on PC now. But back in the day, those were amazing PlayStation games. You should play them. All right, what else? Yeah, you're welcome, Evade. Hopefully the delay's not too bad. We still got 169 viewers. Thanks for watching, guys. This is awesome. What else? Hey, Alejo says, thanks a lot for everything you do. Which pages and groups did you recommend using for marketing? Again, like consistency is more important than one place, and doing them all at once is really important. But I posted weekly on Imager, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit sometimes, usually in smaller subreddits. And sometimes I post on 9gag and other places, and Facebook groups. Like there's an indie game promo Facebook group, and that helped a lot. Remember to do a call to action, which means like say, hey, wishlist my game. So a lot of people don't do that, and people will not find your game if there's not a link. People are kind of lazy. So yeah, you need GIFs, and it needs to be snappy, 3 to 5 second GIFs. And I think here's the hard truth. Here's like the hard pill to swallow. If your game doesn't look good in 3 to 5 seconds, if it doesn't grab your attention, then that's a sign you need to improve that hook and make the graphics more striking. But if you have all those ingredients, you will get followers and you will get wish lists. And you do that for a year, and then you can hit the front page of Steam, and then you might make 6 figures. I don't know. It's hard to say. So comment on the Steam 30% fees. Oh man, Steam does do a lot, and Steam has helped me directly, like people at Valve. It is like a lot of traffic. Like I understand the bandwidth costs alone must be super expensive for Valve. I do wish it was 20%. I think 20% is more than fair. Epic Game Store, I think it's exciting, just the revenue share. But I know people don't like their exclusivity stuff. But I do feel like they're fighting for users, and I do feel like they're fighting for game developers. And the happier game developers are, the more money game developers are, then the more games can be made and the more polished they can be, which means happier players, you know? But at the end of but also it costs money for like infrastructure and SDKs, and that's what Valve does. 30%'s okay. I wish it was 20, but what can you do? They've given me a lot of free marketing, and it is fair. That's something I do truly believe. Steam is unbiased. They are fair to indie games, and if you prove yourself, then they will promote it, and that's amazing. Like that means it's almost a meritocracy if you can do the work to market your game. So yeah, there's no corruption there. Like Steam will promote your game if it has the right ingredients, if you've done a good job. So yeah, 30%. What can you do? Oh yeah. Saeed said free course gift. I'll give you guys a coupon code if you guys are interested. We'd love to have you. We have the best community ever. People help you make games. I mentor you. That's part of the Game Dev Unlocked school that I'm making. I'll give you guys a coupon code, and it'll probably be the lowest price I set it at. I will not drop it lower than this again because it's still early access. So you're getting like early access pricing. All right. Nicolas says, what genre do you think makes the most money nowadays? Okay, I got to show you guys this. If there's one thing you take from this, how do I do this? If there's one thing you take from this, I want you to look at this. So Danny Weinbaum is the creator of a game called Eastshade. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. And he made one of the most amazing free data resources out there I've ever seen. He said genre viability on Steam and other trends, and analysis using review count. And he basically proved with sales data saying, guys, the middle class of games, like not horrible indie games, but like the middle class of games, people that put real work into a good, earnest indie game, it's actually going up for people. And he says, like, is the games business getting harder? And he runs the numbers and says, yes, like it is declining, but it's because there's a lot of low effort games out there. So if you can put something unique with your own personality, like don't make Pong or Flappy Bird again, but like make something that's you, that puts your personality into it, that people want to play because it's unique, then that's good news. Like people want to play that stuff. It's going up. So here it is. I'm just going to show you tag data since 2017. You guys have to use this resource. This is amazing. So to answer your question, what Steam tags or genres make the most money? Here we can sort by. This means that this genre, 67% of these games under this tag make more than $200,000. Just take that in. So to answer your question, submarine. I don't know what a submarine game is. Maybe Subnautica. Wrestling, heist, that's interesting. Immersive sim, martial arts, open world, Lego. You can't do that. You'll get sued. Crafting, motorbike, agriculture, military, Multiplayer, again, that's kind of hard for an indie game developer. But this is useful data, like a Souls-like, realistic. Look at this. That means like if you were to look at immersive sim, which again, that's kind of hard for an indie developer. Let's get something simpler. Crafting game. Crafting games are huge. 38% of those games with crafting as the tag, 38% of them make more than $200,000. So yeah, how does that sound? So yeah, use data like that. Check websites like Gamasutra and the game dev subreddit. Like there's all this data out there. I think when I was making my games, I was looking at those resources every night, just thinking like, how can I make my game a success? How can I make my game a success? So anyway, all right. How to make cinematic for games. You can actually use Playmaker to make cutscenes, if that's what you're asking. And to make it look cinematic, I would encourage you to, use the post-processing stack and use dramatic lighting. That's all it is. Revenger Zone says, can we make mobile games with Python? I bet on Android you can. I can't imagine Apple allowing Python on the App Store. I don't know. That's a good question. Python, I don't. And also, here's my hot take. Maybe this will make some of you guys upset. If you want to learn about game engines, to learn about them, then make a game engine. But if you want to finish games, use an existing game engine, because you're going to need all the help you can get. And if that's your passion, is to work as a senior an engineering architect at a game development company, make engines, that's awesome. Make engines then and share your stuff on GitHub and share your findings online, make blog posts, and you'll become that is an amazing job opportunity, right? That's amazing career trajectory. But I'm telling you, people that make their own engines, they don't finish games the vast majority of the time. And you want to finish games if you want to be a game developer. So I would encourage you to use middleware engines like Unity or Unreal, maybe even Godot if you like open source stuff. But yeah, I'm telling you guys, if there's one thing you take from this Q&A, just finish games. Make small games and put them out there, and you will. You know why I say this so much? It's because there was a survey of a bunch of aspiring game developers, and they said, "Oh, I'm a game developer," which is true. If you're trying your best, then you're a game developer. But they said in the survey, 50% have never released a game before, and it broke my heart. It really broke my heart. You need to make games and release them, because that's how you'll learn. And you'll learn marketing, you'll learn how to launch, because there's so many hats you have to wear. And that's the way to do it all, is to launch a game. And you'll be light years ahead of people if you're making games, even if they're free games. So yeah, depends what your passions are. If you want to make game engines for a living, then make game engines. If you want to make games for a living, make games. Connor says, how early in development should you set up a Steam page for your game to get wishlisted? The answer to that is as soon as you have something to show. And that's also what I tell people is I go, again, I'm not much of an engineer, but I go for a visuals first style of development. My player and my levels will still be unfinished, but the graphics will be good. I'll have the post-processing and the lighting really good. And then I'm able to share that with the world and make GIFs as soon as possible and start marketing it. And I made the teaser trailer for the first tree a year and a half before the game came out. Can you believe that? A lot of the levels in the teaser trailer, they're not in the full game. So I would say I personally lean towards visuals first development style. And then when you have screenshots and hopefully a trailer, a really short 30-second trailer, make a Steam page. And then start funneling people, do a call to action in your marketing saying, hey, wishlist my game on Steam. So yeah, that's the best thing you could do. Zeus Strike says, I'm thinking you meant should I make a paid game or a free game? If you're just starting out and it's your very first game, I think it's important to be honest with yourself and say, what could a person get for $5? They could get my game, or they could get and like compare it to a popular $5 game on Steam. So it is hard because free, especially on the mobile store. Oh my goodness. Like, yeah, you have to do free to get downloads pretty much. But here's something here. I'm going to throw this out here, and I want you to like just think outside the box about your game development journey. There's a developer I really like named Kyle Seeley, and he made a game called Emily is Away. It's like a AOL instant messenger kind of thing. And he released that for free. And because it was free and a good game, he got millions of views. Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, they were all playing it. This free game made by like a young dev in Boston named Kyle. So with that fan base that he had built, he made a sequel called Emily is Away 2. And that game was $5. And that game sold hundreds of thousands of copies. He made literally millions of dollars. So just think about that. Like, think about ways you can build an audience. Think of the long game of making games. Like, if you want to succeed, you're probably going to have to stick with learning game development for years. So how can you like look at the long-term goal? So yes, making free games is huge. And I think I'm going to release a short game I made in a week soon, and I think I'll release it for free on itch. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Sorry if I'm missing your questions, guys. We have, everyone's still here. I thought I would have dropped off. Nate Myers says, how do you use email lists? So I actually used email lists wrong for the first tree, and I'll explain how I did it wrong. I thought that more people would sign up if I said on my website, one-time launch email, no spam ever, just one email. And I learned that's a mistake because your fans want to hear from you. They're interested. They want you to give updates once in a while, like maybe not once a day or anything, but once every couple months. They want to hear about like how you're doing and how the game's progressing, and you want to give them insider's look. I did a one-time launch email, and that was a mistake. I think I would have had more, like a better launch. Like my launch day was good, but I think I would have had better conversion if I would have like had a good relationship with my email list. So just say like, just do a pop-up on your website you make. You can like make it with WordPress or Squarespace, and just say, sign up for updates. I will not spam. Like give them an incentive. You can even say something like, be the first to know about the release date, and just make them feel like a super fan, you know? That's how you can use an email list effectively. All right. Lightning A says, is spending an hour a day on development ideal for a starter game developer who is still learning and is still in school? If not, how much time is recommended? I think that is a great amount of time. I spent, for the first tree, I was working full time. I had a new baby, which maybe you guys are kind of young, but I'm 30, 31, I think. I had a new baby, and so that was taking up all my time. I still had friends and family to like I was interacting with. So I maybe worked on my game, the first tree, an hour a night. And after 18 months, it was enough time. That added up to enough time to market it and release it. So yeah, it's enough time, but you need to be consistent. And I think that's the problem with these new game developers. It stops being fun, and they don't want to do it anymore. And that's a whole other topic. I could go into that for a long time because it is tough to stay motivated. It stops, making games stops being fun. It truly does, and that's normal. But the rewards for sticking with something, even though it's hard, you're rewarded for that because not everyone can do it. So yeah, I'd encourage you just to be consistent and stick with something, like make a really small game and say, in 6 months, I'm going to make this game. 6 months, if you work an hour a day, that's enough to make a game and market it, especially a small game, but just keep it small. Yeah, maybe Black Hole Falling says average age is 15. And that's awesome because here's the thing. I made mods for old games, which was basically like game development back then. We didn't have Unity. We didn't have Unreal Engine. And I made mods and shared them with people all over the internet. And I started doing that at 13. And I did that for years and years. And then I studied film, which again, like you would think it's different from games, but that film training is what helped me like make cinematic trailers and cutscenes. So yeah, it takes years. And I'm not trying to scare you guys, but you need to be passionate about it. And after the passion fades, which it will, you'll get tired of it, you need to do it anyway. And just being consistent will really set you apart from everybody. Let's see here. How to make weapon picking. That's a very specific question, but honestly what I would do is I would go to the asset store and find like an inventory asset and then customize it to my needs, and that would save me hundreds of hours of work. So do that. Like go to the Unity asset store, which reminds me, I gotta email the people that where is it? Yeah, here are the people that won, by the way. I'll send Unity coupon codes to these people. I don't know if you're still here, but thanks for participating, guys. But yeah, Unity Asset Store. Unity Asset Store is awesome. So yeah, Thor, check out inventory or weapon selection. Just type that in the Unity Asset Store, and that'll give you an idea of what's possible. Chiku says, I'm 13 years old. Can you suggest to me a Unity course? Without self-promoting too much. The ones on Udemy, I think by gamedev.tv, they're really good. They have like hundreds of thousands of people that love it, and that does give you a good like code-driven introduction. For me, I hate coding. It's really hard for my brain, and I'm still learning. Like I'm still bad at it, and that's why I use Playmaker. So I would say, if you want like a Playmaker, like just like a non-programming view of making a game using the asset store and making it quickly so you don't lose motivation, I'd suggest my school, Game Dev Unlocked, and I'll do a promo code at the end of the stream. All right. Can you make a challenge? Keyblade Studios asking a game jam where you can make a game on a potato computer. I kind of do that in the online school already. That's what I've been working on for months, is this Let's Dev Together, where you follow along and make a game for free in 7 days. That's the section of my school that I'm really proud of. I'm going to do like a cut up version for YouTube for everyone to watch, but like the in-depth tutorial will be on the online school. Let's see. Using pre-made codes. I'm going to assume like coding or programming. Is that cheating? Nope. Every game you've played uses assets. Doom, the famous game Doom, uses sound libraries. You can go on, there's all these Doom sounds in all these TV shows. You just don't notice because no one cares. No one cares that you use stock assets. Even like a mega game like PUBG, they use 3D models that anyone can buy. Using people that finish games, they use pre-made assets. So I encourage you to do that. But also, if you need like, there's also like an exception, like a little exception that I should tell you about is with your key art, like your character, that should be something more customized, because that's the heart of your game, right? That's the player is like what your player in the game is what the player in real life is looking at the whole time, right? And that was why I spent a week on the fox in the first tree to make it my game, and it's because the fox is such like the center of attention, right? But like that bush in level 2 or that rock in level 3, stock assets. Like I modified them, and no one cares. Like seriously, like a handful of people have mentioned it, and they're not even mad about it. They're like, oh yeah, use that rock. Cool. Good job. You're working smart. Emoji says your views on Carlson. I have no idea who that is. Sorry. Is it a game dev person? Let's see who else. I'm trying to get to everybody because I am like seeing names repeating, and I wish I could answer everybody. How are we doing? We have 200. Man, more people. What is going on? This is awesome. Thank you guys. Is the free version of Unity good enough? That's by Kyle Hendy. Yes, 100% yes. I made my first game with the free version of Unity, and it was missing so many features. Now you get all those features for free. There is no reason not to use the free version of Unity. It is amazing. You can do everything in it. Really. Like I can't think of one thing that you like need in the paid version that you can't do in the free version. Keyblade says, hey, what do you think of Unity's particle system? I think it's fantastic. It is like, it's so much customization that it takes a long time. Like I remember making falling snow, which should have been easy, and it still took me like 20 minutes. So yeah, again, I'd probably use the asset store to get me started, to get like a particle effect for like, I don't know, if there's like a magic spell, I'd use it just to get started. But then I'd customize it, and that's usually what I do. What is some advice that will give you to a beginner? A lot of these they're frequently asked questions. I get them a lot in my email. So if you check Game Dev Unlocked, here, I'll type it in the chat. I answer all this stuff. Did that work? Come on, man. Okay, let me try this again. That's the FAQ. And I answer like where to get started, like how can I make my first game, like all that stuff is there. So yeah, that guys, definitely check that out. I spent a long time writing that to help people like that who they want to know, like it's overwhelming. There's so much to learn, but I just made really short, concise answers on how to help people get started and answer questions about is Unity or Unreal better, stuff like that. Okay, what else? Do I need the expensive Unity version to remove the Unity title screen? Actually, yes, that's true. I kind of forgot about that, but that's the only thing you get in the paid version. But my first game had the Unity title screen, and again, the splash screen, and no one cared. Still, like, no one mentioned it. I don't think it affected reviews or anything. So the splash screen, in my opinion, isn't a big deal. And I think you can customize it now. It just needs to say Unity. Let's see. What else? Any more games you're working on? Yes. Actually, on Friday, I finally put the player controller and the environment together for my game I've had in my head for 3 years. And I'm really excited about it. It's very similar to the first tree, and I'm going to use it as a teaching experience for the YouTube school and the online school. Game Dev Unlocked. All right. I have Imager and Twitter, but there isn't any followers. So if I publish my 5 to 7 second GIF, there is no one to view. What should I do to get followers? So on Imager, you tag a post, and you need to do this. You need to tag it as gaming or indie gaming. Usually gaming's the big one. And on Twitter, you use hashtags. So for instance, I would use on Friday, since I was using Unity, I would use made with Unity. And sometimes Unity, who had 300,000 followers, would retweet me, and bam, I got 500 followers. So you need to use hashtags, and you need to make content that stands out. That's really what's important. But yeah, you need to tag your stuff, use hashtags. That's how discoverability works on social media platforms. Sorry, Godot Kid, you're spamming, asking for free stuff. What else? Online school link, yes. I'll do that at the end of the stream. Is Imager dead? Thomas is asking that. I used it recently, and it still did okay, the post I did. I do think more indie developers are catching on, and there might be like more spam. But that's why you need to make the title relatable, like reveal the human behind the game. Don't be like, hey, give me $10 for my game, bro. You have to be like, man, I worked on this project. It means so much to me. I worked a year on it, even though I was doing school full time. It'd mean the world if you checked out my game and do really cool GIFs, and people would be like, oh, that's awesome. Like they root for the underdog, right? So anyway, yeah, I don't think Imager's dead, but keep the principles in mind too, because there's going to be a new Imager. There's going to be new social media platforms that gain traction. And those same principles apply of like, make it relatable, keep it like, make the content striking, like striking art. That's like, oh wow, that grabbed my eye. And doing those things will help on any social media platform. But yeah, I think Imager's doing okay. Twitter's still doing good. Yeah, it's just there's more competition, and so you need to figure out how to stand out from the competition. And usually that means your game idea, your hook needs to be fantastic. It needs to be unique. And then you need to have striking art. And that's really important. I have a video on the YouTube channel about striking art, so I think you guys should watch that. What else is here? How are you doing today? Thanks, Samir. I'm doing good. I was really tired, but I really wanted to see the 100,000 tick with you guys, so I'm glad I did this. Sangeet says, please do a tutorial on Steam release. Yeah, that's all in the online school. Everything I've learned is there. I will do YouTube stuff too, but yeah, it's coming. It's a lot of videos to make. Chiku says, can you promote our games? And I do promote the games of students who are part of the school. I do Feedback Friday, and I link to their store pages and stuff. And then if you tag me on Twitter @GameDevUnlocked, if your game is If it's, if the art is impressive and you have a unique hook and you're trying to put your personality into it, I'll retweet it, sure. But yeah, like there's only so many tweets I can tweet. Cops developer is asking about Bolt, and yeah, I talked about that a little bit. I like Playmaker because it is like, it's not meant for programmers, but Bolt is meant to teach you the basics of programming and to teach you the syntax with C#. Like that was the thing that really was hard for me though. Learning C# was like, hey, what is a coroutine? I don't know. You just have to do it if you want to wait for 5 seconds, and that wasn't compatible with my artist brain, right? So that's why, like in Playmaker, you have a little box and an arrow, and it says wait 5 seconds, go to the next box. Like that just made a lot of sense to me. Bolt is different from Playmaker, but Bolt is free. It will teach you the right way to do things, because trust me, I do the wrong way all the time with my games. But my whole thing I teach people in Game Dev Unlocked is that it's okay to do it the wrong way. If you can play the game and you can finish a game and it works, that's the right way. I'm telling you, that's something I believe in really strongly. Navaneet says, how to stay motivated with our game ideas. I have a video on the YouTube channel, and you guys should watch it. I think the name of the video is how to stay motivated even though you hate working on your game. And that's exactly, I answer that question in that video. So check that out on the channel. Is a horror game a good first game? By Troglodev. Okay, I'm gonna be super upfront. I think a horror game is one of the best games you can make as an indie game developer. Like, I'm serious. Because like check itch.io, check the most popular games on itch, and see, like, look at all the most popular games. They're all like Siren Head or like retro horror PlayStation games, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of downloads. And the best part is people want to play them, and they're fun to play, and you can add your own creative touch. Like just a weeks ago, I played a game where you're playing a VCR tape of an old Capture the Flag game, and like someone's dead wife comes in the chat and says, "Hey, I'm stuck in the game." And I just thought that was so inventive, and that game was going viral. In fact, I think I'm going to do a video about it, I think, of making a horror game like in a day or two, because I think it's so awesome. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Random Artist says, what do you think about Sebastian League's project? I don't know who that is, but if you gave me a link or emailed me, I'll check it out. Joe Burt says, is a mobile game dev dead? It's really hard, but free to play games do well. And I think if your game looks like console level of quality, like PC, Steam level of quality, and you put it on mobile, which is possible now because these GPUs and these phones are really fast. Like they're just as good as Switch in some cases. Then people will pay. Like they'll pay a few dollars. I didn't say thank you. Thank you, Scout, for $2 donation. That's super nice of you. And thank you. $5. Man, $7. Thank you so much. Speaking of artists' brains, how did you like Cinemachine? I'm having a hard time with it. So correct me if I'm wrong, Scout, but is Cinemachine like the cinematic timeline editor in Unity? Is that like the new Cinema Director? Because I used Cinema Director in the first tree, and actually it was too complex. It was too complex for what I needed. I just needed simple camera pushes. And I do that in Playmaker. I just do like a simple tween on a camera. And I switch cameras by cutting the cameras. I'll deactivate and activate a camera game object. And that's my cutscenes now. So I've seen Cinemachine and stuff, but I would say it's too much. Maybe if you're making like a fighting game and there's like these intro cinematics, or you're like making a Modern Warfare with like the intro cinematic of like the guys like jumping out of the plane before the battle royale, then I could see that being useful. But here's the thing, you're a solo developer probably, and you're not going to be making a game like that. You're going to be making something super simple. So simplicity is the name of the game, right? So yeah, good question. Thanks for the donation, Scout. Is Unity free? Riverdale asks. Yes, you get all the amazing features for free, except you have to show a splash screen, which is not a big deal. I show a splash screen in my first game. Sorry, you're spamming Shoe Bomb, so I'm going to have to put you in a timeout. Let's see. Joaquim says, hi, I'm working full-time on programming in Unity because I'm a kid and I don't know what to focus on. Think of a game idea that's super simple and then cut that idea in half and then say to yourself, in a month, I'm going to finish this game and then release it. And that's the best thing you can do. But keep it super simple. And if you don't want to pay to release a game on Steam, then I'd say release it on itch for sure. And then accept that there'll be feedback, like critical feedback, especially if it's your first game. But take it and learn from it and say thanks for your constructive criticism. Sometimes they'll be jerks about it. But you're doing something that 50% of game developers don't do. You're releasing a game. Yeah, so that will set you apart and you will move forward on the path to success. Ashutosh saying, please answer my question. Something very good in Unity. I'm sorry, I'm not answering it because I don't understand it. You say something very good in Unity, like a game, an asset. Yeah, clarify that and I'll try my best to answer. You gotta sub me, I will sub you back, bro. I'm glad you got a girlfriend. Good job. I'm married, so yeah, game dev gets you chicks, I guess. Nicholas says, you motivated me to switch courses from computer science to games technology, and now I'm super hyped on making games for a living, so thank you for that. Oh, thank you. That's super nice of you. Like, yeah, I'm trying to read everything. But yeah, I didn't think so many people would be talking. This is awesome. Still 183. It's 11. Oh, man, it's 11. I've been talking a long time. I'm going to wrap it up, guys, really soon. Godot says, can you recommend any free courses? Just YouTube. Just searching. There's so many great tutorials on YouTube. One of my favorites is kind of older, but it's Cooking with Unity. And of course, Brackeys. Like, Brackeys is the best by far. So subscribe to Brackeys, follow his tutorials. And yeah, I would definitely do that. What else? Man, this has been fun. Thanks for all these good questions, guys. Someone say he's gonna punch me. If you want to punch me because I missed your question, I'm sorry. If you say it right now, maybe I can get to it. Chiku says, bro, I'm 13 years old. Thanks for the help. Yeah, just keep making games. I was 13 when I started making mods for games. And that's literally why I make games today, is because of those mods I made back when I was 13. So that's awesome. Let's see. How do you price your first game? Free games can be a good thing, especially if you're using it for publicity and creating a marketing fan base. But yeah, I was honest with myself. You know what I did? I did on my Steam page. I went to the forums and said, hey guys, my game will be 2 hours long. How much would you pay for a game like that? And I got 50 responses in the forum. And that was data. So yeah, you need to ask players. Be honest with yourself. So many people say, oh, I'll put I made this game in a week. I'm going to make it $15. But guys, remember, Hollow Knight is $15. And that's one of the most amazing indie games ever made. And you get 40 hours of gameplay. So that's why I priced the first tree at $8 because it was an hour and a half, 2-hour game. And then I raised it to $10 when I added a bunch of updates for the console release. So yeah, it just depends. Look at similar games in your genre. Like Home is Where One Starts, my first game, that was $3. And that was because there was other games like that, exploration games that were $2, $1. You know what I mean? ST Game says, how's your day going? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I'm going to have to log off soon. How do you market your first game? That's a big question. I'm sorry, I can't get into it. But I have videos on the YouTube channel and in the FAQ on my website. And I have everything I've ever learned on my online school, which I'll give you guys a coupon code, which I think I'll discontinue the coupon code in a few days because it's early access pricing. And I've added so much content and I'm going to raise the price soon. But you guys are like the fans. You guys are here, which is awesome. So I appreciate it. You guys deserve a 50% off coupon code. Lucy the Taco Dog, thoughts on BuildBox? I've seen it. I think you make 2D games with it, and I don't think you need to know code. I know there's a solo developer who made a game called Color Switch, and it got literally 1 billion downloads, literally 1 billion downloads on the App Store. And he's living the high life. So honestly, an engine's just a tool. What's important is you stick with it. You're consistent. So yeah, that's a good question though. Like, yeah, build box. I'm sure it's great. You just got to stick with it and finish projects. Sorry, Chico. You keep spamming. How to make stories for games. Man, again, I take inspiration from a lot of things. Some from my life, some from the music I listen to, some from films or TV shows. I made a game in 7 days. I was really inspired by that Amazon show called Tales from the Loop. Just that beautiful old like technology, like kind of sci-fi kind of look. I really love that show. Okay, one last question, and then I'll say goodbye to you guys. But thanks for being here when I hit 100,000 subscribers. That is so exciting. What am I at right now? 100,026. Thank you guys. Thanks for being there for me. I appreciate it. Captain Price says, do you still use Unity? Yes. I used it Unreal at work when I worked at the Void. But Unity is still my favorite. It's just simple, and I love the asset store. That's a really important thing for me. It's like I've spent so much work learning it, so I don't want to like switch out completely. So yeah, I like Unity a lot. Jose says, cheers from Mexico. Can you do some live streams like this once a month? Yeah, I try to do feedback Fridays. And again, like I'm not chatting, so maybe I should do more chats. If you guys like this, let me know in the chat if I should do more Q&A. What should I focus on, story or gameplay? Oh, that's a good question. It depends the kind of game you're making, you know? So I would say, here's the thing. I tell people to make story-driven games because that's how you can put your personality in it the most. Like, think about Five Nights at Freddy's, made by a solo developer named Scott. What made it really, like, amazing was that the premise, like, the hook was so good. Like, everyone's been to Chuck E. Cheese or, like animatronic, like, animals at a fair, and they've been kind of creeped out, so he turned it into a horror game. And the gameplay is really simple, right? It's very minimalistic, but the idea and the story behind it is what makes people stick around. But it depends. Like, if you want to make a gameplay-driven game, like a really intense puzzle game, or, you know, just an arcade kind of, I don't know, what you do, like, yeah, Flappy Bird kind of game, you're going to have to work hard to make it stand out and have a good gameplay loop. And so giving a unique story is usually the best way to stand out in most cases. All right, I got to go, guys. I'm really tired. I'm looking at the chat. I'm reading what you guys are saying. Yes. Thanks, guys, for your support. I'm glad you liked the Q&A. I need to give you guys the online school real quick. I'll give you a coupon code. So, Game Dev Unlocked. And, yeah, this project, I've worked on it for 2 years. I stopped making games for 2 years to make this because I kept getting so many people saying, oh, I want to make games like you. How do I do it? And I put years of work. I spent tens of thousands of dollars to make this the best resource possible. But basically, you get 10 hours of tutorials, and they're not like long tutorials. They're really fast-paced because I hate long, pointless tutorials. Everything is there. It's just really condensed. You make a beautiful story-driven game in 7 days, which people have loved that. You get discounts. You get like cool coupon codes to the Unity Asset Store and the Cinti Store and stuff like that. And then the best part people love is the private Discord server I have. And that people, like, we have the best community because these people that are serious about it, they help each other out. Like, we just the other day, someone was like, I need help with a Photoshop file. And someone just made Steam capsule art for the other person. That was really awesome. They're really great people, and I love the community we have. You get free games, you get free Steam keys, and you get Adobe Creative Cloud for 60% off, which saves you like almost $400 a year. So it pays for the course pretty much if you use Adobe, like Photoshop and After Effects and stuff. It pays for it after a year, which is pretty cool. So anyway, this is the course, and usually it's $400, but I'm going to put in the coupon code right here, and that's for 50% off. And so we'd love to have you guys, but I understand if money's tight. But I'll probably keep increasing the price, actually. But we'd love to have you. But I want this to be the best school ever. And so I'm putting tons of resources into it. The best tutorials I can get. All the marketing stuff. I show you how to get on Nintendo Switch and Xbox and PlayStation 4. So yeah, I hope you like. I hope that makes sense. That's like the big thing I've been working on, and that's why I made this YouTube channel, was to educate people. And so I'm gonna be doing more like YouTube stuff, and I should give you guys one more free thing. How about I give you guys one more free thing? Let me get the link real quick. This I made just last week. I spent most of the week making a marketing workbook with my top 5 secrets on how to market your game. So let me get the link real quick. I think it's this. You have to sign in with your email. Sign in for the email, the GDU newsletter where I send out useful articles. But yeah, I think you guys will like this free launch workbook. It's basically like the 5 most important things to market your game and to find an audience. And so these things, if you follow these 5 things in the workbook, then it will greatly increase your chances of finding an audience, which is really important. And yeah, Tavo asks, do you teach how to use Playmaker in your course? And yes, I focus, like, the whole like angle of Game Dev Unlocked is like all these Udemy courses and all these official Unity tutorials. They're always focusing on C#, which is important and it's good, but some people that's hard. And so I wanted to make a different school that focuses on Playmaker and making a game really fast. And it might not be the right way of making a game, but it's fast and you're able to finish them and release them and start making money on your games. So yes, it's Playmaker. It's Unity and Playmaker, but there's lots of sections. Like the vast majority of the content is for any engine. It's not Unity, just Unity. But the tutorials where you make a game, it is just Unity and Playmaker. And yeah, GDU Game Jam. I want to do that soon. Thanks guys for being here. This is awesome. Life's going great. I have so many things I wish I could talk about. But it's just all this stuff is taking my time, right? But yeah, I'm excited to keep making YouTube videos. I think I'm going to hire help because there's all these videos I want to make and I just can't do it all. I've done it all myself for years and years. And I need help because making a YouTube channel is a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to make a good videos I want to share. I don't want to make crappy videos for you guys. I want to make really high quality videos. But yeah, I'm going to need to expand Game Dev Unlocked. But it's going great. Aiden asked, do you talk about music? And like, again, I didn't write the music for the first tree, but I used these amazing resources that were really inexpensive to license music. And so I go over all that. I give all the links, where to find good music, stuff like that. But yeah, get the workbook. I hope you guys like it. It's definitely the 5 most important tips to make your game a marketing success. But if you don't have a game yet, that's okay. Like, you need to make a game and just keep making games. If you want, you can email me and I'll try to look at them. I do get a lot of emails now because, again, I was never expecting 100,000 subscribers. But I try my best to answer every single email. And sometimes it's too much. But every person that cares about me, that really means a lot. So I try to answer every email. And Tony asks, is it lifetime payment? Yes. You're going to get it the cheapest I'll offer it, and it will be lifetime. And I'm going to keep adding to it. Lots more stuff coming to the school. But yeah, thanks guys. This is awesome. It's lifetime. I know people are asking about that. And we have a great community. So yeah, I think this is good. It's 11:30 p.m. for me. But this is great. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to do more Q&As because these were really good questions. But yeah, I'm going to email also the people that won the discount codes for Unity. I'm going to email you guys too. All right, guys, this has been great. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys later.